Vietnam, Steve is on his way.
Hi guys, happy Christmas to you and yours. Hope you're having a great day. Some time ago, last year, I prepared the A to Z of Expat Life, 26 snippets of how we can become better expats. So for Christmas Day, what better than Throwback Thursday? And we'll have a look at the A to Z of Expat Life. Stick with it, come back to it, love it, subscribe it, share it with your friends, and have a great day with your family. Happy Christmas. You're watching Vietnam Steve, and I got a good one for you today. Thought I'd spend a bit of time kicking off a new series, the A to Z of Expat Life. So I thought I'd run through all the things that I think are important for expats to understand and get across as they live in a foreign land. And thought it might be useful to those of you that are thinking of coming and joining the expat bandwagon, but also it's a good reflection for those of us that are living in a foreign locale and trying to do our best. So of course, today being the first episode in the series, it's brought to you by the letter A. It's a bit like Sesame Street. And when I think about the letter A and I'm thinking about the A to Z of Expat Life, I really think about adaptability. And so one of the things that's really important for an expat is to be able to adapt to foreign cultures, foreign bureaucracies, foreign traditions, and just a different way of doing things. One of the things that I've noticed here in Vietnam is that things happen quite quickly. So if you want to get your fridge fixed, you could call up and it'll be fixed this afternoon. Whereas where I came from in the West, you want to get your fridge fixed, they might come next week to give you a quote on what it's going to cost. And so being able to adapt to a different speed of life and a different way of living is very, very important for expats. So for those of you that are out there living the expat life, if you've got a better A for the A to Z of expat life, please put it in the comments. Let me know what it is, and maybe I'll do a follow-up or a correction for you. Now, what I'm planning for this series is to run through the whole alphabet, but I'm not going to make these full-length video arts. These are going to be quite short and sharp, tell you my thoughts about the word that I've picked for the letter, and hopefully we'll try and get one out every couple of days or so it doesn't drag on forever. But I think it's going to be really useful, and it's actually challenged my thinking as to, now what would be important for an expat when we think about, for instance, the letter P or something like that. So stick with me. Give me the thumbs up if you like the idea for this video series. Please subscribe to the channel. I really want to send the subscribers through the roof. And if you know someone that is an expat or is thinking about an expat, being an expat, then maybe share this video with them. Because if you share the video, it's one way of getting the channel out to more people. So there we go, we're kicked off, we're underway. Welcome to the A to Z of Expat Life. Welcome back everybody. It's Vietnam Steve here, and you're watching the A to Z of Expat Life. And today I'm going on a bit of a power walk around the neighbourhood here, and I want to turn the camera around so you can see what's going on. This one's brought to you by the letter X. X is a tricky one, but of course if you're an expat you might have come across xenophobia. Xenophobia. One of the things that you're going to have to consider as an expat is xenophobia wherever you end up. A couple of things come to mind from that. One is the I guess subtle or overt discrimination that you might find. Sometimes it's really subtle, the discrimination, something to do with housing. Maybe certain groups can't buy houses, maybe certain groups can't get jobs. Maybe it's more overt in that there's no government benefits or no healthcare for people in particular groups. That looks like some lovely food over the road there. The second thing with regards to xenophobia is really making sure you know how to respond with whatever comes your way. So clearly, I'll be out here for lunch later on, but clearly you've got to be a little bit calm and respectful, no matter what's actually happening. We had a torrential downpour last night, so I'm sort of stepping through the mud here, but very nice. Hello. All right. Looks like we've got duck for lunch. Oh, wow. Very good. Very good. So, A-Z of Expat Life, brought to you by the letter X for xenophobia. Let's hope you handle that one really well as an expat. Stay frosty, and I'll see you in the next one. Sing ciao, everybody. Welcome back. You're watching Vietnam Steve, and I got a good one for you today. Running through the A-Z of Expat Life, and I've hit the letter K. And K's a good one, because it's all about getting knowledge, wisdom, learning, understanding, etc. So one of the joys of being an expat is that we get to learn and we get to acquire knowledge about the different traditions that happen in the places we live, sort of the different cultural way of doing things, the different cultural norms. So some things that are normal in my life in the West are not so normal here in the East. And of course, we get to share our knowledge and learnings as well with the people that we come across. So wherever we travel in our expat lives, we're always dealing with people, we're always interacting with people, and that gives them a chance to learn a little bit about our locales as well. So I guess one of the joys of being an expat is just getting that extra knowledge about the big wide world that we live in. So another bitterly cold day here in Vietnam. I've got the short sleeve shirt on because I'm actually heading out to buy some stuff at the shop here, but a little bit of rain around, and just another great day in paradise. So if you're an expat and you've got some nuggets of knowledge that you think just were indispensable to you from your expat travels, please put them in the comments and share them with all of us. I guess the knowledge that I've gathered here in Vietnam is that people have a great sense of humour wherever they are, and you know, some of the things that I say, they clearly understand what I'm saying, and I've got a dry sense of humour, and they pick that up. So I've really sort of thought, you know, my sense of humour and my knowledge of humour is, you know, unsurpassed globally. And then I've come to Vietnam and I find that they're just as funny as anybody else in the world. The other, you know, learnings I have is just on how to interact with people. So we have a particular way of interacting with people in the West, and that just doesn't cut it here in Asia. The way people interact with each other here and have a different value set and a different set of values really is a great thing to learn. Thanks for tuning in to the A-Z of Expat Life, brought to you today by the letter K for knowledge. Stay frosty, and I'll see you in the next one. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. You're watching Vietnam Steve, and I've got a real good one for you today. Continuing on with the A to Z of Expat Life, we're at the letter C, and today I'm going to talk to you about culture shock. So if you're thinking about being an expat, or you're already an expat, you'll know that C for culture shock is an interesting thing that we all have to deal with. So we all come from a predisposed background wherever we've come from, and we end up in a foreign locale which does things differently to what we're used to actually having done in the past. So for me here, living in Vietnam, it's the closeness of family. They're very family orientated. It's a very traditional society. And while I think I've got a fairly close family in the West, we don't spend as much time together as we do here as a family in Vietnam. The other thing around culture shock, of course, comes with the sights, sounds, smells and tastes of the foreign locale you're in. So depending on where you're coming from, if you end up in a beautiful place like Vietnam, you're going to be your senses are going to be assaulted by a culture shock of noise, busyness, different food flavors and smells, and it's going to be a challenge for you to get across. So if you're thinking about becoming an expat and you want to prepare yourself for all the things that an expat's going to have to deal with, one of those is going to be the culture shock of moving to a new location. It's pretty easy to identify the C as culture shock, because that's one of the biggest reasons people become expats, is they want to experience that different culture, and of course leave some of the bad parts of their own culture behind. For me, the culture shock of coming to Vietnam was just the friendliness of the people and the openness with which they invited you into their homes. So, you know, I walk the street doing walk and talk video arts, and I'm every day that I walk the street, I'm asked by somebody to come into their house. If it's in the afternoon, they'll invite me in for a beer, but they're very opening and welcoming of foreigners. And that's something I'm not accustomed to, because where I come from, the shutters go up at 6 o'clock, the streets are dark, and there's nothing actually happening. So on the upside, culture shock could be a culture awakening when you come to a foreign locale as an expat. Hope that's been useful for you. Please share the video with someone that's an expat or someone that's going to become an expat. Like the video and comment. If you've got a better C for the A to Z of Expat Life, please put it in the comments and I'll stand corrected, or I'll agree with you. Take care, stay frosty. See you. Ciao everybody. Welcome back. Oh, just sit down here for a minute. You're watching the A to Z of Expat Life, and today we're up to the letter N. And the letter N, of course, is brought to you by the word networking. So nothing better than getting out and networking with the locals when you're an expat, and just pulling up with people, asking them how they're going, checking on their well-being, and of course building those relationships. Because as we travel the world as expats, you never know when you're going to meet somebody again in your travels. I like to meet up with the locals, particularly see what they eat. I like to have a beer with the locals, and that's how I get the network really happening. Of course, now with electronic media, it's more easier than ever to network online. And actually, if you're going to a new locale, you can usually join the expat Facebook group before you get there and figure out what it is that you might actually want to be doing when you get to your new location. I find some of the expat groups are good because you get a lot of networking happening between people that are new in the area and wanting to understand what's actually going on, but some of them are more just like a sales site for the local tour operators or the local accommodation providers. So I guess if you need a tour or you need some accommodation, those would be good for you, but I prefer the ones where there's locals wanting to catch up and have an English club or something, and you can talk to some locals in English and they can talk to you in their language and really just build those relationships. Thanks for following along the A to Z of Expat Life. We had a break there for a couple of months when we got to the letter M, which is halfway through the alphabet. And so here we are with the letter N, and we're moving forward. So expect a few of these coming out over coming weeks, and we'll wrap it through to Z. I've already done a couple of the PQRs later on in the alphabet, but I've just got to catch up with N and O and then get moving on it. I really enjoy the comments that I get back from all of these. They inspire me to do more. And of course, if you've got another word for N in the A to Z of Expat Life, don't forget to put it in the comments and see what other people think. Thanks for watching. Stay frosty, and I'll either see you in the next one or back with Expat Steve in exile. So welcome back to the A to Z of Expat Life, and of course today we're up to V, the letter V, and in Expat Life the letter V stands for visa, but of course if you're an expat in Vietnam, it could also stand for Vietnam, and of course it could also stand for VinFast. Now VinFast is the Vietnamese car manufacturer, and they make some really fancy electric vehicles. This little one here is the latest model. I could see Vietnam Steve getting around in that one. I'm not going to rattle off what the prices are here because I can't read it, and I'm in a bit of a short vlog, but needless to say, the VF9 is the top of the fleet. The VF8 is what people normally have. My brother-in-law and sister-in-law have got a VF7, and of course this is my dream car. So if you're an expat and you're thinking about the A to Z of Expat Life, then think no further than visas, Vietnam and VinFast cars. Now if you've got another letter that better explains expat life than the letter V, the word Vietnam, and of course VinFast cars, then let me know. Thanks to all of you that have been following through the A to Z of Expat Life, and needless to say we're almost finished. We're up to the letter V. It's been a long haul. Like the video if you like the video. If you want one of these VinFast cars, they're about $15,000 for the little blue fella here. Let me know in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, when you hear about somebody that's going to be an expat or they're already an expat, please share the A to Z of Expat Life with them, starting from the letter A, and we'll take you all the way through to where we're up to today, V, but we're going to get to Z very, very shortly. I hope you've been enjoying it. You've been watching Vietnam Steve. I really enjoy bringing these to you because it's a chance to engage with the community and also get your understanding of what expat life's all about. I think my favourite one is going to be the VF7, which I really like, or the little blue one. I can't describe. I can't decide. Stay frosty. You're watching Vietnam Steve, and I'll see you in the next one. Everybody. Welcome back. You're watching Vietnam Steve. A little bit in the dark here tonight, just coming back from a bite to eat up the street. And you're watching the A to Z of Expat Life. We're halfway through the alphabet today. We're up to the letter M. And M stands for multicultural. And of course, that's the whole essence of expat life, because we can go out and learn about other cultures and other ways of living all around the world. I think multicultural is probably why people become expats and why they enjoy it so much. It's just the change of scenery, the change of focus, the change of customs, the change of traditions. So wherever you are in the world, I hope you're enjoying your multicultural experience. I know I enjoy it here in Vietnam. I'm hoping this one's going to come out. I'm sort of standing facing a street light, but someone's burning some, it looks like they're cooking a rat on an open grill over there, and it's smoking up a bit. So the street light's covering a bit. Going to pause the A to Z of Expat Life for a little while. We're halfway through the alphabet. Got a couple of other pieces of content that are going to be coming out over the next couple of weeks, and I thought I'd pause the A to Z of Expat Life and resume it again in a couple of weeks. So we've had 13, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, multiculturalism, and then we're going to pause it and do the other 13 in a couple of weeks. Thank you all for all your ideas about what each of these letters can actually stand for. Of course, I'm interested to hear what you think the M stands for. Maybe it's money, understanding money. Maybe it's some of the manky places that you have to stay. But I picked multiculturalism because I thought that's a great one to have that really epitomises the expat life. I've really enjoyed you coming along on these journeys with me. I know they've been short and sharp and you've had quite a few of them, and that's why I thought I'd give you a bit of a break. I'm going to take a break for a couple of weeks, and I thought give you a break for a couple of weeks as well. Wrap out the other 13 after that. It's a great series, and it's always good to think about multicultural things. I'll do a bit of a turnaround. You'll probably lose me in the dark. But it's very nice out here at night. Every single one of these places is selling something. And I've just gone along and had a nice feed tonight and about 6 beers. And just stumbling home and realised that I'd forgotten to do the A to Z of Expat Life. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for a bit of different content over the next couple of weeks. But the A to Z of Expat Life will be back with you after that. Stay frosty. I'll see you in the next one. Sing ciao, everybody. Welcome back. You're watching Vietnam Steve, and I've got a good one for you today. I'm continuing on with the A to Z of Expat Life, and of course today's brought to you by the letter D. And D, for me, means diversity. So when you're in a foreign locale, you have a lot of different cultures, traditions, beliefs, etc. And no better way to pick that up than to just walk the streets and see the different things you saw. I was thinking today about diversity, and I walked past quite a few coffee shops that were just jam-packed with people. And one of the things I notice about the culture here in Vietnam is the cafe culture. And so there's plenty of things that you learn when you're on the ground as an expat, and they're different to your own sort of culture and belief system, but they really make common sense on occasions. So one of the things that comes to mind is the navigation screen in the car, which here you can punch the TV through. And so I explained to my wife that that's illegal where I come from. You don't have the TV going on the navigation screen in the car. And she couldn't believe why. She said, why? And I said, it might distract the driver. And she said, but the driver's driving the car, not watching the TV. It's for the kids. You can't sort of argue with that common sense. The other different thing in the culture I've seen here is they've just increased the traffic fines, albeit coming down here I had a motorcyclist coming the wrong way round a roundabout, and that's pretty dangerous. And I've just had a motorcyclist on the footpath. But essentially, if you run a red light here, it's 20 million dong, which is about $1,000. So it's a lot of money. A school teacher earns 8 million a month. But there's people out there sitting at the traffic lights, photographing these people that run red lights and selling the photograph to the police for 5 million dong. Now that may be something different to your own culture, but definitely has an effect on safety and stops people running red lights. So look, just a short one today. Don't forget diversity and all the joys and
fun that brings as an expat in a foreign locale. Stay frosty, and I'll see you in the next one, which will probably be later. Ciao, everybody. Welcome back. Another sunny day in Ha Long, Vietnam. You're watching Vietnam Steve, and I got a good one for you today. I'm continuing the series, the A to Z of Expat Life, and we're up to the letter B. So nothing more comes to mind than what I've selected for the letter B when we're talking about expat life, and that's bureaucracy. So if you're an experienced expat, or a new expat, or a soon-to-be expat, then you'll know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about bureaucracy. So one of the things you've got to get your head across as a new expat is the bureaucracy of wherever you're going, the visas, the paperwork, the stamps. Vietnam's Xin chào. Vietnam's an interesting place for bureaucracy. Everything seems to be handled by a manual form and a lot of red stamps. And if you haven't got the red stamp, nothing's going to happen. And so I come with a fairly ordered and logical mind, and I still haven't unravelled the bureaucracies of Vietnam. So wherever you're going, make sure you've done your research on what the bureaucracies are in the area you're going to be in, and how you're going to interact with them for visas, housing permits, leases, in Vietnam here we have to notify the government wherever we sleep. So yeah, imagine that's somebody's job. What did you do today, Dad? Oh, I checked those returns of where people are sleeping. So get your head around the bureaucracy. Don't come expecting it to be clear sailing like you're used to where you've come from. Think about what could go wrong, will possibly go wrong. Make sure you've got multiple copies of all your important documents, and keep them in multiple places so that when you've got to produce them for whatever bureaucratic reason, you actually can. Thanks for all of you that are really excited about this series, the A to Z of Expat Life. I'm excited about it as well because it's really an eye-opener for me, all the things that you've got to consider as an expat going forward. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and thanks, we've already had a number of extra subscriptions simply from getting through the letter A. If you haven't seen that one, go back and have a look at it. And please, if you've got somebody that's going to be interested in this type of content, please share the video with them, because the more people we get the message out to, the bigger the village becomes. Stay frosty, stay happy. You've been watching Vietnam Steve, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, everybody. Welcome back. You're watching Vietnam Steve, and I got a good one for you today. So continuing the series, the A to Z of Expat Life, we're up to the letter H, and the letter H for me talks about homesickness. So if you're an expat that's living away from home, no doubt you've experienced a little bit of homesickness for some of the things that you love from home. Of course, you don't have homesickness for the things that you don't like from home, but it's usually those family and friends that you miss. If there's something that you're missing in your expat life from where you've come from in the past, please put it in the comments and let me know what you're homesick for. For me, I don't really get homesick, but I do miss family and friends. I've got a large family down under in Australia, 4 kids with 4 partners and 8 grandkids. And so that's a full-on bunch of young people for me, and I do miss them dearly. I won't say that I'm homesick for them, but it's on my mind every day. Some of the things that expats get home are homesick for are their favourite restaurant, their favourite food, their favourite outing to go in the park, and interruptions from people walking past. If you've got a favourite food that you miss, let me know what it is. The food I miss from down under in Australia is probably the old meat pie. So we have meat pies down under in Australia, and they don't seem to have them anywhere else in the world as good as the ones down in Australia. Now, I can't say I'm a fan of meat pies, but when you're away in a foreign locale like I am, you all of a sudden realise how special the meat pie is to you. If you're enjoying the series, the A to Z of Expat Life, please give me a thumbs up. That gives me some encouragement to keep going, because obviously there's 26 of these and it does take some time to think about the different letters. But when I thought about the letter H, I thought homesickness. That's something that expats are going to have to deal with when they come to a foreign locale. If you've got another H that you'd like to add to the list of things that expats need to deal with in their journey around the world, then put it in the comments and I'll add it to the list. Please, if you've got somebody that's going to be an expat or is an expat that's going to get some benefit from the A to Z to Expat Life, share them into the letter A and let them follow all the way through A, B, C, D, E. We're a few weeks in now. We're up to the letter H, and I guess a few weeks to go. Stay frosty. You've been watching Vietnam Steve, and I'll see you in the next one.
Sing ciao, everybody. Welcome back. Nice and early in the morning today. Thought I would continue on with the A to Z of Expat Life. Today we're up to E. And of course, E in the A to Z of Expat Life is about being an expat. Now, an expat can be somebody that's moved from their home locale to a foreign locale. It's usually across countries, but of course, if you're not living where you came from originally, you're probably an expat anyway. Where we talk about expats in, particularly where I am here in Vietnam and Southeast Asia, is someone that's basically left their home in the West and they've decided to set up a residence here in the land of the Rising Dragon. And so the whole purpose of A to Z of Expat Life is to give you a few insights into what some of those issues and concerns might be for new expats that are thinking about becoming expats, new people that are thinking about becoming an expat. So I hope you're enjoying the series. Of course, I don't need to explain what an expat is because you're already here watching the season, the series. But I do hope that you're getting something out of it and you're thinking about some different things more than just the usual, how do I change my money and how do I book a taxi? I always sort of think if you knew how to book an airfare, you know how to book a taxi. So if you're thinking of becoming an expat somewhere, moving from your the place where you've probably worked for most of your life, or getting involved in some sort of half-time here, half-time there arrangement with a foreign country, please let me know in the comments where you're thinking of going. It's 9 in the morning here. I've got a jackhammer going in the apartment next door. So one of the things that as an expat you notice in Southeast Asia is there's always noise, there's always action. Thanks for watching the series. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you've got somebody that's thinking of being an expat, put them onto the playlist, the A to Z of Expat Life, because that's going to be a good start for them to consider some of the things that might come across their bows when they become an expat, and could be useful to have in the back pocket or in the back recesses of your mind. So just wrapping up for today, the A to Z of Expat Life. We're up to the letter E. Today's episode is brought to you by E. E is for expat, and living and breathing as an expat, I can say it's been one of the greatest decisions that I've ever made. I'm never going to be looking back. I might make a few changes as I go through the journey, but it's just fantastic to be able to live and breathe in a foreign locale and experience all the joys of what that brings. Welcome back, everybody. We've had a birthday here. Happy birthday, Big Dow, and we've got some balloons inside a balloon. So this one's come home from the party last night. Welcome to Vietnam, Steve. We're going through the A to Z of
Expat Life, and today we're up to L, and of course L stands for language barrier. Wherever we go as expats, we have to understand the language. So hopefully you're learning some of the language in the country that you're in. I'm learning a little bit of Vietnamese here. I have to say I'm never going to be able to pronounce some of these words the way they pronounce them. This is my wife Dow's birthday, and one of the guys at the party was also called Dow, but they're pronounced differently, Dow and Dow, and I can't figure it out. Two of the people that came along to the party had daughters, both called Bong and Bong, and I can't understand the pronunciation. Anyway, you will need to learn the basics. You'll need to understand, hello, how can I get to XYZ? Can you help me, please? Thank you, those kind of things. But also, if you're planning on really engaging with the community with social interactions, you're going to need to learn a little bit of the language. So hopefully I'll get better as time goes by. It's only been 5 or 6 years, but it is a difficult language to learn, and I spend all my time teaching people English, basically. Of course, language doesn't necessarily have to be a barrier, because people understand Google Translate wherever you go. Also, a lot of people are now speaking English, so most of the kids here in Vietnam are speaking English, and most of the 20-somethings, I suppose. Where I find it is difficult is if you get an old taxi driver, and he doesn't actually speak English, but of course he knows how Google Translate works. And the third thing is, if you're into the young ladies wherever you go, and the young gentlemen, of course, there's always body language that you can actually resort to. So if you're thinking of being an expat, one of the things you're going to have to get across is the language barrier wherever you're going. If you know someone that's an expat, or they're about to be an expat, please share the video with them, because L in the A to Z of Expat Life is going to help them think about, how am I going to communicate? What am I going to use? What tools am I going to use? Am I going to learn some of the language? How am I going to go? Thanks for watching the A to Z of Expat Life. This has been Vietnam Steve. Stay frosty, and I'll see you in the next one.
Xin chào everybody. Welcome back. Today's video is brought to you by the letter G. You're watching Vietnam Steve, and I've got a good one for you today. So I'm continuing the series A to Z of Expat Life, and I came across all these gifts lined up on the sidewalk here, which is a bottle of wine, a packet of tea, some popcorn, it looks like some shortbread biscuits, and some chocolate cakes. How fantastic's that? So I think the A to Z of Expat Life has to be brought forward with the letter G, which is gratitude. And I guess these are all out here as a gift for some people that are going to be having a function here later today. But it is really interesting, the gratitude that I get from being an expat here in Vietnam. Now I've got a problem because I can't get into the shopping centre, so I'm going to have to walk around. So on the A to Z of Expat Life, brought to you by the letter G, I think today, as an expat, we have gratitude. We have gratitude for the people that welcome us into their community, share their lives with us, and become lifelong friends. And we also have gratitude for our friends and family that support us as we go through the journey. If you're an expat and you're living the A to Z of Expat Life, let me know in the comments what you think the letter G represents in the A to Z of Expat Life. And of course, if that's a better one than gratitude, I'll do a retraction and I'll do a replacement Vart.
So I'm heading for a big coffee. Hello, good morning. And every single one of these I film, and these are filmed over many, many days, these A to Zs of Expat Life. Probably took me a couple of months to get this together. And every day somebody is saying hello to me. And it's just the friendliness and thankfulness of the community here. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. I really like you subscribing to the A to Z of Expat Life. Rest assured there's only 26 of these, and I'll see you in the next one.
Welcome back. You're watching the A to Z of Expat Life, and today we're brought to you by the letter S. The letter S is socialise. So here I am down at the cafe and making sure that as I'm an expat in Southeast Asia, Vietnam in particular, that I'm having a great social life. I have to say that I mix with, I don't mix with too many expats actually, but I mix with a lot of Vietnamese people. Walking the streets, just saying good morning to the people in the neighbourhood every day. And also I've got some friends here that I've met over the last 4 or 5 years, and also we've got some family here as well. So family seems to be quite extended, but we do make sure that we have quite a social life. And I often say to people, if you can't spend 5 hours a day in a cafe, don't come to Vietnam, because this is the cafe culture, and socialising is the thing. I've been here for 2 hours now, and these ladies behind me here have been here before me. So they've been here for over 2 hours, and it's usually 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon, and 2 hours in the evening. Most nights of the week I'm eating with 6 to 12 people, and socialising is just the way of being here. Nobody seems to sit in their homes in the evening. They all get out to the park, do a bit of exercise, and then straight down to eat some snails or grab a nice meal and have a chat with friends. It's not unusual to sit in a coffee shop for the best part of the day, and that's not just me as a retired expat. That's Vietnamese people I see around here as well. So if you're thinking about becoming an expat, make sure you've got the letter S under control, which is S for social life, and make sure that you're planning a brilliant social life wherever you may be an expat. I need to take a break for it now, so stay frosty. This has been the A to Z of Expat Life, and I'll see you in the next one.
Ciao everybody. Welcome back. You've caught me in the elevator today, and I'm going to talk to you about the A to Z of Expat Life. And the one that I wanted to talk to you today was brought to you by the letter T. Now T is for taxation, and there's probably 3 things that stand out for me as an expat in Southeast Asia, and what I need to know about taxation. So first up for me, you need to know about residency. What's the residency requirements in your country, and also what's the requirements of your home country. So first things first, get out and find out what those residency rules are wherever it is that you're actually at. The second thing that you need to know is what's your home country obligations. So obviously we all come from somewhere. That's the nature of being an expat. And what are those obligations that you've got back to your home country? So some countries tax worldwide income. Some countries have different rules and regulations on that. So make sure you know your home country obligations. And then of course, wherever you end up, there's always local laws around different things that you might need to be aware of. If you're fully in retirement, things are probably a little bit easier for you on the taxation front. If you're earning money from the country that you're an expat in, there's probably some tax obligations that you've got with that country. If you're earning online income or income back from your home country, you've probably got some obligations back there. So, A to Z of Expat Life, make sure you understand the tax obligations that you're going to be hit with as an expat wherever you intend to go. You've been watching the A to Z of Expat Life, brought to you today by the letter T. And thank you to all of you that have been following the whole series. We're getting towards the back end of the alphabet now, just a few more to go. And I look forward to bringing those to you. Stay frosty, and I'll see you in the next one.
Sing ciao everyone, welcome back. You're watching Vietnam Steve, and today I'm talking to you about the A to Z of expat life. And today, this VART is brought to you by the letter G, and when we think about expat life and the letter G, we think about globalization and how much closer we all are together. I've just got to do a couple of things, so I'll talk to you while I'm doing that. With globalization, it really shows us how connected we are in the world. And no matter how far away we are as an expat, it's, what am I going to do here? It's able to easily stay connected. And so if you're thinking of becoming an expat, working out how those connections might work for you, would be very, very important, because you're going to want to stay connected to the people that are close to you. What I'm actually doing here is putting some of last night's congee into a bowl and heating it up, but I've just realised I haven't got a bowl organised, and it's going to be a bit of a nightmare, so I might just pause and talk to you. Sorry about that. Globalisation's an important thing for expats to understand, because no matter where you go in the world, you're going to be closely connected to wherever you've come from. So it's going to be quite easy for you to be an expat, as long as you've got those connections well established. It also allows us to more easily understand, I think this garlic needs to be eaten, he started to grow, what it's like in other countries, and we can experience some of that before we actually even get there. We can actually live vicariously through people that are actually living in another country. So if you're thinking about coming to Vietnam, for instance, you could follow some YouTubers and just see there in your own living room what it's like being an expat in Vietnam. So I think if you're going to be an expat, you need to understand the A to Z of expat life. That's what I'm bringing to you in these short VARTs every few days. Today, the letter G, globalisation, is an important thing for you to research and understand what that might mean for you if you are an expert. For those of you that have been following along, thank you very much. Please subscribe to the channel. If you've got a friend that is an expat, please share this with them. If you've got somebody that's thinking of becoming an expat, share this with them as well. And I'd love to hear in the comments what you think the letter G stands for when we're talking about expat life and the A to Z of expat life. Stay frosty, and I'll see you in the next one.
Sing ciao everybody. Welcome back. The A to Z of expat life. Today's brought to you by the letter F. Now you're watching Vietnam Steve. Thanks for sticking with me on these. The letter F, when we're thinking about the A to Z of expat life, really gets me thinking about friendship. And if you're an expat, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So when you live in a foreign locale, I'm always amazed at how friendly the people are that I come across from that location. So living here in the land of the rising dragon, I find the Vietnamese people very, very, very friendly. I never have any problems. In fact, most times when I'm out talking to you in the street, somebody's saying, hello Vietnam Steve, come and share some fruit with me, or come and have a beer. The other thing is the friends we make with other expats. So I've met a number of predominantly gentlemen that are doing a similar thing. They're trying to spend the best part of their life in Southeast Asia, and you know, we have some things in common. We have other things that are not in common, but it's the common things that draw us together around just getting across the joys of a foreign locale. So if you're thinking about becoming an expat, thinking about moving to a foreign location, I'd encourage you to go and look at the entire playlist, the A to Z of Expat Life. We've only started recently. We're up to F today, friendship. And of course, these are my learnings, and hopefully they can be some insights for yourselves in what it is that you want to do. I've really enjoyed bringing these to you. Obviously, there's going to be 26 of them because we've got 26 letters in the alphabet. But I am getting encouraged as well by the comments that you're putting in the chat about what you think some of these letters might actually stand for. So I've put gratitude for G, but someone else might put globalization or something like that. So here we are at F. F for friendship, the A to Z's of expat life. If you're looking for friendship, becoming an expat's one way to get there. Thank you all for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, stick your comments in the comment box, and share the video with your best friend. Stay frosty. You've been watching Vietnam Steve, and I'll see you in the next one.
Xin chào everybody, welcome back. You're watching Vietnam Steve, and just thought I'd take a break and give you a burst on the A to Z of expat life. Just having my morning cup of tea here. We're bringing this one to you today with the letter J, and the letter J stands for the job market. So of course all of us expats that are out and about need to focus on sometimes what the job market is in wherever we've gone. For me, it's really about trying to earn some digital coin in the West and spend it in the East. So I don't focus too much on it, but I do know that there are plenty of job opportunities for expats wherever you go. There's always teaching opportunities that seem to be available if you're that way inclined. There also seems to be a lot of marketing and design opportunities in organisations. Somehow I've managed to turn the TV on while I've been sitting here doing nothing, so might just turn that off. Apologies for that. Don't know how that fella happened. Let me know in the comments whether you're an expat that's looking for a job and what that type of job might be, or you're an expat that doesn't need a job and you're just enjoying the retired life. I like to have a job in quotes, which is something to do anyway, because it gives me that purpose for retirement. I mean, retirement's about the journey, not the destination. I do a little bit of online work. I do present at a few conferences around the region, and generally try to do no more than a couple of days each week to keep myself in beer and burgers. The A to Z of expat life is going to get hard now because we're going to get to some X, Ys and Zs. And thinking of these consumes a lot of my time as I'm going to bed in the evening. So if you've got any ideas, put them in the comments for the future ones, because I do struggle sometimes and have to really rack my brain. Thanks for watching. Stay frosty. Hope the job market's kind to you. This has been the A to Z of Expat Life, brought to you.
All right, Xin chào everybody. Welcome back. You're watching the A to Z of Expat Life. I've whipped out and done 5 kilometres today and smashed out 3 of these for you, simply because that will then complete my run of the alphabet. I've already done the rest of them. Today we're brought to you by the letter U. U stands for uncertainty, and that relates to the legal and bureaucracy differences that you might find as an expat when you go to wherever it is that you're actually going. You might also find some different cultural
or social norms that you're not actually used to. Children riding motorbikes without helmets, parents wearing a helmet, trying to get your head around the value proposition on that one. And you've got to be able to roll with the punches, whether you've got these legal or bureaucratic changes or expectations, but also any of the cultural or social norms that you might find. The most important thing as an expat, and I think I've learnt that through this whole series, is embrace change. So whatever's going on with any uncertainty that you're dealing with in your expat life, make sure you're able to embrace that change. Now, I've found that most expats seem to be able to do that. The very nature of being an expat is you like change, you like difference, you like those different social norms, you like the different ways of doing things, and you like the learning experience. Let me know in the comments any of the uncertainty that you've actually had or found in your travels. Thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for watching. Really appreciated bringing the A to Z of expat life to you. Hello. Got a bit of a paint job happening here. And I'll have to think of another series that I can bring to you over the coming weeks. Maybe the 100 do's and don'ts of living in a foreign locale. All right, I've got to get in the elevator here. I've got to hit the up button, and I'm heading home for a little bit of air conditioning. Stay frosty, like I will be, and I'll see you in the next one.
Sing ciao, everybody. Welcome back. You're watching Vietnam Steve, and I've got a good one for you today. Talking about the A to Z of expat life, and today I'm just going to talk to you about the opportunity that we find being an expat in a foreign land. So I've had a great opportunity to meet people from a different culture, understand what makes them tick, realise that we're all pretty similar. I've also had the opportunity to meet with some business people here in Vietnam and engage with them on the business front. I've also had the opportunity to make a new life for myself. So I met my wife here in Vietnam, and now we're a couple, and she's got 2 kids as well. So the opportunity for me to have Vietnam Steve version 2.0 occurred. I think it's about embracing the opportunities that come along. Whenever you're out and about as an expat, there's always somebody willing to say hello, and it's beholden on us to think about whether we say hello back to them and engage with them. I know when I'm walking around the streets here every morning, there's people that are wanting to talk to me, wanting to know how I'm going, keen to see what it is that I'm actually filming, and why I'm actually here in Vietnam. The opportunities that I've got out of being an expat are going to stay with me for the rest of my life. I'm firmly entrenched between 2 countries. Some of you might have seen that I was in exile there for a while. Managed to get myself back to Vietnam to film a couple of more of these A to Z of expat lives. We're going to finish them off, and we've got about a dozen to go, so stick with it. If you've got another O for A to Z of expat life, please put it in the comments, like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one. And of course, if you've had some opportunity in your life through being an expat, please put it in the comments and share it with the village, because it's great to share those things with other people that are watching the YouTube and thinking about their own opportunities. Thanks for tuning in. Very short and sharp today. Stay frosty, and I'll see you in the next one.
Sing ciao, everybody. Welcome back. You're watching Vietnam Steve, and today we've got the A to Z of expat life. I actually forgot you today, and it's now 6:45 at night. I'm just about to head out for dinner, but today's A to Z of expat life is brought to you by the letter I. And today I stands for integration. So, of course, when you're an expat, it's good to integrate with the local community. There's lots of things that I do here in Ha Long Bay to make sure that actually happens. First of all, I'm out and about around the cafe scene, as you well know. I like to hit up the pickleball court with some of the people that live in the apartments here. So every night I'm down there for a couple of hours smashing the ball around. And of course, I try and take notice of the people that I'm meeting so that I can actually understand how they live and what it is that they actually do. So next time I see them, I've got something to talk to them about and helps me integrate into society. Of course, all the shopkeepers up and down the street know Vietnam Steve, because I'm out there every day. I'm buying things from them and I'm sampling their wares. So if you're thinking of becoming an expat or you're already an expat, I'd love to hear what you think the letter I stands for in the A to Z of expat life. Particularly, this was a difficult one for me to think of. And then when I thought of it, I thought, well, that makes sense because that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to integrate. Sorry for getting this one out to you so late. I usually do these in the morning, first thing when I wake up, because I have a brain that works in the morning. But I just thought, goodness me, I haven't done that today. Better get on and do it. Part of integrating is wanting to integrate. So, you can hang around out in the streets as much as you like, but unless you really want to engage with those people, it does make it difficult. If you were planning on being an expat and going and living in an expat enclave, I wouldn't recommend that. I'd recommend that you get out and about the neighbourhood. Nothing worse than expats going to a foreign country and all living together in the same suburb. How boring is that? And so I do like to follow those other YouTubers that get out off the beaten track. They don't stay in the capital city. They go to another city and they try and chart their own course. Integrating with whatever community you're in brings great value to you because you get different insights, and variety is the spice of life. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. If you haven't shared this with your best friend yet, please share it. I do appreciate that. Stay frosty. You're watching Vietnam Steve, and I'll see you in the next one.
Sing ciao, everybody. Welcome back. You're watching Vietnam Steve, and I've got a good one for you today. Today it's brought to you by the A to Z of Expat Life, and of course we're up to the letter P today. And P for me, when we're talking about expat life, really talks about your passport, making sure you've got your passport with you at all times, making sure you know where your safety copy of your passport is, be that stored in the cloud or on your phone, and knowing how you're going to keep your passport safe while you're actually travelling. The important thing with my passport is that it's got my residency visa for here in Vietnam, and so I'm really careful about how I handle my passport and where I leave it and where I secure it. And of course, I've always got a backup passport with me in my Vart bag here, a copy of my passport and a copy of my visa. So if anything did go pear-shaped, I'd have an actual copy that I can actually use. Today we're at the Vincom Plaza in Ha Long. This is the major shopping centre until they finish the Aeon Mall next to my home. And so I've come in here to do a bit of shopping today, pick up a car or two, a couple of scooters, maybe a new suit, and of course anything else that they've got on offer. I'll go around one more for you. Let me know as an expat how you look after your passport when you're travelling, and in particular what you would do if you lost your passport, because it's very, very difficult when you're overseas if you haven't got your passport as identification. Most of us know how to look after our passports. We look after our personal documents really well in our normal life, and so we don't just become diminished because we've become expats. If you've got a better letter, a better word for the letter P in the A to Z of expat life, then please let me know in the comments. If you've got a friend or a colleague that would benefit from this series, the A to Z of Expat Life, then please don't hesitate to share the video with them, because the more we share it and get the village cranking, the better it is. You've been watching the A to Z of Expat Life with Vietnam Steve. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment to your heart's content, and I'll see you in the next one. Welcome back. You're watching Vietnam Steve, and I got a good one for you today. I'm just wrapping up the A to Z of Expat Life. We're almost there now. I'm punching through W today, so this episode's brought to you by the letter W, and for me, W stands for work-life balance. So as an expat, never retiring, unretired and never retiring, I find that the ability to live in a foreign locale, live cheaply, have a great work-life balance, it's something that's really worked for me. Of course, a lot of expats are digital nomads. They actually travel the world working in foreign locales and really just existing that way. So if you're thinking about becoming an expat, it might be good for you, because it might adjust that work-life balance that everybody in the West so ardently seeks, and might give you a good opportunity to just recalibrate what it is you're actually doing. Of course, I'm outside today and I've got somebody on the footpath up here with a grinder, so I better go back the other way. The alphabet of expat life, the A to Z of expat life, has really been a challenge, because I've had to come up with something every day, and or every couple of days. I can't say that I've done it every day, and get that to you. I hope you've enjoyed them. If you've moved to a foreign locale, you're an expat, and you've got a better work-life balance, please tell me about it in the comments. Also, if you've got another W for W, we're struggling now, we're going to get to XYZ soon. Please let me know what that might be in the A to Z of expat life. Now today I am going across the road here to the Bum Coffee, B-U-M, find out what Bum Coffee actually is and what it tastes like. It amuses me every day when I come out. I'm heading off to get a haircut over at the other side of town, and I'll have a bum coffee first. Thanks for watching. Thanks for enjoying the A to Z of expat life. I've really loved the thumbs up and the subscriptions. Please get all your friends to subscribe. We're nearly at the end now, and perhaps when we get to Z, we could have a challenge and go back and run through them all from A to Z. Stay frosty. You've been watching Vietnam Steve, and I'll see you in the next one.
Ciao everybody, welcome back. Vietnam Steve here with the A to Z of Expat Life, and today we're up to the letter R. R stands for relocation, and all of us that are expats know all about that. So a couple of things to have in mind if you're thinking about relocating as an expat. First thing on my mind is visa and legal requirements. Don't forget that a lot of countries need visa forms and information filled out if you're planning to stay there long term. You can't just rock up and get the tourist visa and expect to be welcomed 6 months later. So there's visa and legal requirements that we're going to need to consider. Understand whether you're going to be able to work, what your healthcare obligations are, and get those things nailed down before you set out about relocating. Second thing, and I'm doing this quite quickly because I only want these to be 2 or 3 minutes, and thank you for all of you that have liked and subscribed to the A to Z of Expat Life. We're getting to the back end of the alphabet now, and it's getting really exciting. The second thing, if you're thinking of relocating, particularly here to beautiful Vietnam, come and join me, is the housing and cost of living. So obviously the housing is going to be different to your home country, and that's going to cost different. And then the cost of living, doing things around the neighbourhood, eating, drinking, going out, entertainment, is all going to have a different cost. So make sure you've done your research on housing and the cost of living. Third thing is how you're going to support yourself. So you can't just turn up in a foreign locale, relocate there and expect to get a job. A lot of countries have specific work right arrangements that you're going to need to consider. Of course, digital nomads seem to escape the rules and regulations in most countries because it's hardly working, and remuneration from a lot of digital stuff is very, very low. One that goes overlooked is just some readjustment that's going to happen when you relocate. So of course, you can't just turn up and expect everything to be the same as your home country. There might be some cultural readjustment that's required. And last but not least, how are you going to build those support networks in your new locale? Maybe you don't speak the language. Maybe people will be a bit interested about having an expat in their location. So if you're thinking about the A to Z of expat life, think about R for relocation, think about your visa and legal requirements, think about your housing and cost of living, think about the employment and education setup, the cultural adjustment and any language that you're going to have to deal with, and of course, how you're going to build those support networks. Stay frosty. You've been watching Vietnam Steve, and I'll see you in the next one.
Welcome back, everybody. You've caught me on a really hot day in Vietnam today. You're watching the A to Z of expat life, and we're almost at the end of the alphabet. There's one more to go. I don't know what that's going to be. I recorded Z when I recorded A about a year ago now. And so I thought that would give me the inspiration to get this entire series done. Today we're up to Y. It's a tricky one to think about. What does the letter Y represent for expats? And I kind of thought maybe it's about missing some of the home comforts and those emotional things that we get in our home country that we don't find in our adopted country. So I thought for the letter Y on the A to Z of expat life, we'd think about yearning for a little while. And so some of this is missing familiar systems and routines, and that can happen when we're cranking through visa processes and trying to sort banking and housing in foreign locales, dealing with bureaucrats and bureaucratic systems that are unfamiliar to us, looking for some home comforts. Like I'm in a Western style apartment here amidst a country that lives completely different to me. So yearning can be a real thing for expats. And if you're an expat, let me know in the comments about some of the yearnings that you've had. You might be missing food, missing some of your home weather. I'm in a very, very hot place here today. Goodness me. This is one of the hottest places I've ever been on earth. It's humid, it's hot, it's sweaty, and I love it. But if you were a person that missed snow or skiing, Vietnam wouldn't be the place for you. And of course, there might be some local rituals that you miss, like local football finals or local national days, etc. One of the things that can help ease that yearning is finding some emotional anchors wherever you are, and make sure that you find some connections with the locale that you're in. So as an expat, thinking about moving to a foreign locale, there's almost 26 things. We're up to 25 here. The A to Z of expat life. Y is for yearning, and make sure you consider yearning when you're considering being an expat. Stay frosty, like and subscribe, and you will get to see Z in the A to Z of expat life probably within the next 2 weeks.
Sing ciao, everybody. We've come to the end of the A to Z of expat life. We're at Z, and I can't think of anything for Z. So we've had a good run for 26 or 27 days. I know I doubled up on a couple of them there. I had too many letters or too many great words to cover off the relevant letters. But here we are at Z. So what would Z stand for in the A to Z of expat life? All I can think of is zebras. But unless you're in Africa, that's not going to be the case. I hope you've enjoyed going through the alphabet. I've found it a bit of fun myself and challenging myself, because there are a lot of things that I'm grateful for here with expat life, and to put them all out with 26 or 30 or whatever we've got, small short vartets, I suppose. It's been absolutely fantastic. Look, I'm going to leave you with zeal, I think, and that's the enthusiasm that you embrace expat life with. So if you're going to be an expat, make sure you've got the zeal to be an expat. And that means make sure you've got the enthusiasm to get involved, get on the road, experience new things, try new flavours, try something new every day, and you'll be a great expat. For those expats that are already out there, please help me out with the letter Z and tell me what you think Z stands for. This has been a great series. I've really enjoyed it. If you've had a bit of fun with this, and I know it's gone on now for a couple of months, because we can't have these coming out every day. That's as boring as batshit. That's the B for the A to Z of expat life. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, put in the comments how you think it's gone, and if you'd like to have another run at this. Perhaps we could have the A to Z of expat life, but not repeating these 26 or 30 that I've been through. If you're an expat living somewhere, particularly in Southeast Asia, because that's where I am here, let me know what enthusiasm you have for the place that you live, and why you think it's great to be there and great to be involved with the community, integrated, adapting, showing gratitude, getting through the bureaucracy, all those things that we've covered off in the A to Z. I'd love to hear them. I really love engaging with the expat community. Thank you all for tuning in. You won't hear any more of these now for the rest of the year. What a marathon it's been. But remember, with the A to Z of expat life, the Z stands for zeal, and that's the enthusiasm which you undertake your expat life and get on the road. Stay frosty, living what you